Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Raven, Raven, hey, Raven. We gon' ride out. Raven, Raven, Raven. Couch Rider.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though. Hey, we're here. You made it. Thank you for coming back. Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is your host, your couch writer, Raven Jermaine Lockett, saying what's happening. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Now that we have passed our collection plate, let's see who's in the room. Let's say what's up to the family, to the couch riders. So we had a couple people pop in early, my man. Bless Brian. What's good? Always loyal, always first. Appreciate you. Jonathan Fresh just says, why? I'm pretty sure he's talking about the title. So we'll jump into that in just a minute here. I know you saw it. And let's see here. Delicious is in the building. What's going on? So Cam is probably out walking the dog or something. Let's find out where he's at. Cam is not available at the moment, but he will be shortly. We'll see him pop on the screen in a minute. And then CF says, before we start, let's go Celtics. Get them Nets out of here. Okay, we can start. Celtics, man. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really follow basketball that much, but I don't know how I feel about the Celtics. You feel me? It's just one of those things, man. I feel like my loyalty, it definitely wasn't with the Celtics. I know that it was like with everybody except the Celtics because I was a huge LeBron follower at the time. Anywho, let's move forward. I know it's a different era in basketball. It's definitely not what you came here for. You came here to talk about the guy that everybody is chatting about, Kadarius Toney. And because they already just jumped off of this whole Debo wagon, they'll probably be back on it before the draft. But they were going on this whole Kadarius Toney thing. And so I had to put my perspective, the original sports perspective, when it comes to Kadarius Toney on there. Kam Ru and I, we want to talk about, is he a villain or is he the hero that the Ravens need? Do we need him? So before, I know Kam Ru wants an opportunity to defend or protect or actually villainize Kadarius, and I want to give him that full opportunity. But also, he brought up a very important point today. Something just it was truth. It was hurtful. We were texting today, and Kam Ru said, "Hey man, do you want him, or are you just protecting somebody on the team?" Yeah, I'm protecting him. I'm gonna go ahead and call myself out on it. Yes. Every time somebody is talking about bringing in another wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, that's not in the draft, second round and on, we'll say. I have a problem with it because there are players on the team already who have solid talent. And one player I'm really more concerned than the others on, as far as being able to take over the slot. This guy was considered to have the best hands he had ever seen. The coach of this team said, hey, this guy's got the best hands he had ever seen. He had been known in the American Conference to be the best wide receiver that year. He had 39 touchdowns. 39 touchdowns while he was in college. Almost 4,000 yards while he was in college through his 4 years there. 4,000. In two of those seasons, he went over 12. I think he got 1,200 yards in 2 seasons back to back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about James Prochet. James Prochet, who has more experience than Kadarius Toney. He has more college experience than Kadarius Toney. Toney only played 1 year, but I'll get into that. I'm not going to throw this shade until my boy Kam Ru gets on here to defend himself. Anyway, let's go back here to the comments. Delicious says, screw the Celtics. I'm with you. And then CF says Toney has talent. He has some issues to work out, but plenty of talent. If contract friendly, wouldn't hurt, but I don't see the Ravens messing with players of his character. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna give Cameron. We get Kam. I don't know what's going on. Kam Ru is MIA. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started and let him chime in on his comments a little bit later because I know we're gonna go long anyway. You know how it goes. All right, so let's talk about the hero portion. Before I get into the good, before I get into the bad, let's go ahead and get into the good of this guy. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Okay, this year he had 10 catches for 189-yard performance against the Dallas Cowboys with a backup quarterback. Mike Lennon, he was pretty solid, decent quarterback, but he's still a backup. If you were gelling with the backup, imagine what you're going to do with a high caliber talent like Danny Dimes. Okay, I'm over exaggerating, but I'm saying the starter versus the backup. Then there's he gets support from different players like Randy Moss. He gets support from Ocho Cinco, guys who actually had similar, let's say, hothead diva-ish attitudes. And I'll go ahead and give you some examples of that support. Give me just a second here. All right, so here we go. From Chad Johnson, he was just talking about him on his Twitter, saying, hey, Kadarius Toney is different. I know things must flow within the offensive scheme and how the coordinator sees fit, but a player with a peculiar skill set must be utilized in creative ways. So this was made in November, but he recognizes the talent level of Kadarius Toney and that you have to build schemes that are set up for him. You have to have a system that maybe, it caters to him a bit, but you're going to get production out of it. It's going to be great. And then, of course, there is Randy Moss. He was at the pregame before one of the shows, one of the games, excuse me. And he told him, hey, I'm a big fan of yours, young buck. He told the receiver on the field during warmups, I'm telling you, you got a lot of promise in the future. Boy, keep your head on, dog. He knew he needed to keep his head on as well. You know exactly what keep your head on means. Stay out of trouble. Stop being a hothead. Get your stuff together and make sure you go out there and make plays. He's saying he can't wait to see him out there. And this is after that performance where he showed up pretty good against the Cowboys. But you see it at the end of the daggone game, the dude over here fighting. So it is what it is. All right. So those are the two endorsements that he was able to get. Let's pay some bills. Like I say, but Bucks away. Y'all want some basketball tonight. Y'all really want that basketball tonight. I ain't got nothing for you. Anyway, going back into the whole hero thing. So he's got juice on another level. The dude, when he was in Florida, he was doing his thing. He got a lot of juice. He's got a lot of juice. You can see that defenders are really having problems keeping up with him. After the catch, dangerous. He can high point the ball, pretty solid. I don't know. He might fit in the system pretty well, but I think we got Duvernay. We have exceptional options here. Well, we have decent options here that can get the job done. I can say exceptional, but I am saying there is a lot more to be seen with the talent that is currently on the roster. All right. So like I said, he received an endorsement from Ocho Cinco during those 10 games that he played. He played 10 games. He got 39 receptions for 420 yards, and that's 10.8 yards per catch. And that's so he almost had 1,000 yards in college. He's explosive when he was in college just for that 1 year. He scored 10 touchdowns during that one season. And then he has some QB skills just in case the entire roster happens to go down. You know how it goes. COVID may rear its ugly head again with another variant. I don't know how many variants they got left, but another variant could come out, and that could be a major problem for him. For the team, but if he's got QB skills, then they might as well go ahead and pull him and see what he has to offer as far as that skill set. If they were to come to agreement with the Giants to bring him to the Ravens, this is all hypothetical. And then it says he actually showed up to the facility. Oh, sorry, he actually showed up to the facility today. I was looking at Pro Football Talk, and they say he showed up to the facility after he had no plans of attending the off-season program. So that shows some positivity there. It shows some hope that this guy is actually going to show up. And if anybody's Kam Ru saying he's waiting on me I think that means he wants me to send him the link, but I had already sent this link to him. Give me just 1 second here. So yeah, but like I was saying, it's like this guy's got some skills at QB, and it could help if Lamar happens to go down with COVID again. We saw him go down basically 2 years straight. So we don't want that to happen again. But if it did, and if injuries happen to get the roster, then we have that other option as a backup. But one other thing I wanted to bring up, when we were talking about the yards per catch, he has 10 yards per catch, or 10.8 yards per catch. And then I sent the link. What is he talking about? So anyway, it's not a reply to all. And I'm going to send him the link again. All right, so he's got 10.8 yards per catch, but James Prochet had 13.1 yards per catch. If we're comparing, if we're comparing the two, we're talking about a guy who had 16 receptions, 202 yards, and 12.6 yards per catch in 2021. That's James Prochet. And then, of course, this guy, 39 receptions, 420 yards, 10.8 yards per reception. Message. All right. I don't know where Kam Ru is, but hopefully he jumps into the actual YouTube feed. I'm going to place this down here and see if he follows it into the room. All right. So then there, like I said, Prochet is good at contested catches. He's got the best hands on the team. I mean, Hollywood even gave the endorsement of basically the second best high point guy on the team behind Benjamin Victor. There are just a plethora of reasons as to why the 6th round pick for the Baltimore Ravens, who had 4,000 yards of production in college and 39 touchdowns, is the reason why we don't need to go after Kadarius Toney. And then, of course, Toney actually cancels himself out after this. So here's another thing. Let me pay some bills, and then we'll go into the villain side of things before Kam Ru comes in to defend Kadarius Toney, because I know that's what he's going to do. You know that's what he's going to do. Oh, I would be remiss if probably chewed out if Cameron. Hang on. I think Kam Ru is actually calling into the show. This is our first time he's calling it. What's going on? You're a long-time listener, first-time caller. What's happening, my boy?
Man, I've been trying to get on and they ain't let me on. What's going on? I've been waiting for you about 15, 20 minutes.
I sent the link. I'm in there. We live right now.
I've been sitting there, keep saying that it ended 41 seconds ago.
No, we ain't.
Back when you had first text me. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, jump into the YouTube channel. I copied and pasted the link in the live chat. Copy and paste that.
Did you send me? I got a 2 email. Hold on. I just got. Did you email me again?
Yep.
You just emailed me again. Let me try this first before I try to jump in on it.
All right. See ya. All right. Kam Ru will be joining us shortly to Barry White of Rap. So let's see. Bless Brian says, I posted Marcus Peters on my IG story and he saw my story, guys. So we're going to have to know what was that story about? What did you post up there? All right. CF says, honestly, I think all this wide receiver talk is tired. I'm hopeful, but not doubtful. We won't make the types of moves people want. We try to build from inside out. Not to mention, we got G. Roman, wide receiver, not a priority. So with that said, I can agree to some extent. If we have Greg Roman and Greg Roman is catering his offense to, let's say, a run priority, run first priority mindset. Why are we trying to bring in big time wide receivers? Is what we have, is it enough? Because we have 2 pretty good wide receivers. We're talking about Rashad Bateman, we're talking about Hollywood Brown. They are decent wide receivers. No matter the hate that you have heard, they are pretty solid wide receivers that can get the job done. Bateman can be that X this year once given the opportunity to start all those games. Let's hope that he doesn't get injured. Let's hope we don't have any injuries to our wide receivers. Let's hope that they're letting the muscles rest after they do all those intense workouts, because we saw what happened last year. They was on that TNT Academy kick, and they was going at it. Oh, he finally made it. He finally made it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Barry White of rap, Kam Ru.
Hold on, Slim.
What's
Hold
up?
on, Slim.
What's
Yeah,
good?
janky butt numbers. I couldn't get on. I was sitting there like I was in detention by myself for the past 15, 20 minutes.
I had
I
to
was
get
like, what is going on?
I was like, I ain't gonna let him on the show till I talk about crochet.
Oh, my boy didn't want to. He wouldn't let me on. He gonna bring Tony up in here. Don't want no Tony.
All right, so just to give you a review what we were getting into, I was talking about the villain or the hero when it comes to Kadarius Toney and possibly the Ravens. But I'll be honest with you, you know how I am. I had to do a comparison. Tony.
I understand you do the go ahead, huh?
Tony versus Prochet. I had to put the
stats. Hold on. This is what up, Delicious? I wanted you. I meant to DM Delicious about this because I wanted him to get on you. This is my thing. Why are you comparing him to Prochet? Out of all the players, all the receivers we have, why Prochet?
Because Prochet he's the one that would come in. Honestly, Prochet could actually compete with him to take the job. To be honest with you, the dude shows up in camp. He shows up in camp. He showed up against the daggone Washington Commanders. He showed up against the Bengals. He showed up against the Donkeys. I mean, he has every opportunity he has been given. He has made the best out of. The dude has high production from college, almost 4,000 yards receiving in college.
Right.
39 touchdowns. Dude was balling. He deserves this opportunity. To have somebody come in like Kadarius Toney, who has a whole list of reasons, and I got him right here. It's the reasons he should not be on this team. Because if you're ready for me to paint him as the villain, I'll paint him.
I don't understand. I wasn't talking about no. Look, one or two things gonna happen. If we bring him in, if we did, I don't think he's gonna happen now. I think he's in camp now. But if we bring him in, then you see Delicious talking about get Pickens. Either way, everybody going. Sorry, there you go. Cheers, sir. There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He gonna have to compete either way. But Kadarius Toney is the outside. He can play all the spots, all the positions. But I didn't think about him when I brought him to your attention. I didn't think about him to compete.
Yeah.
For hit like the. I think he might be a starter.
Yeah.
But I wasn't looking for him to take nobody time. Like I thought he would have been like if we had if Sammy Watkins was healthy, fully through, right? Okay. We were going to run the offense the way we should have ran it. And I'm talking about without thinking about, Miles Boykin being on the team, without thinking about because the only reason I knew they were going to keep Miles because Sammy's injury history, not because Miles was going to play. I knew that was over. I just could tell it was over when him and Lamar had no chemistry. I knew something was wrong. But
right on the wall. I mean, they didn't work out during the offseason with each other.
Exactly. I
mean, something was there. You can see like, hey, I don't know what it is, but they just don't have that connect. Yeah. They ain't hanging out at gas stations with each other, dripped out. None of that. They ain't got that chemistry, ain't got that connection.
Exactly. So I knew for a fact that, like, even like going back to that game when Lamar throwing the ball in that Philly game, and I think it was either incomplete or a pick that game. I can't remember. But the point being is that I knew then it's just direct, like you said, the writing was on the wall. So my whole thing was what we were looking for, which we never got, y'all. We never got all three of them on the field. We never got Sammy. We never got Sammy, Bate, and Hollywood on the field together. You had just the packages with just those six. You had if we had Toney, Bate, Hollywood, Prochet, Duvernay, right, and Wallace, the packages that they could run would be ridiculous.
Well, first of all, Wallace gonna be inactive if that's the case.
no, because we had six active.
How many you gonna have active on game day?
We had seven receivers. We had six
active on game day.
Yeah, we had seven receivers. We only had six active. Okay. That's why only reason Prochet wasn't out there when Miles came back. Miles was only out there because he could play special teams. But when Miles was I'm trying not to. I've been a bit frustrated today, y'all. So it ain't about this. It's just about just stuff in general on the outside. So just pray for me.
Right.
Anyway,
So you did miss that. I did paint Tony in a decent light, and I actually brought
trying
up
to make
some
him.
comments.
You made it a Joker for real.
I brought him into some
You
decent
can send me his
comments.
music so I can get on him.
Yeah. So I was just like, all right, look, the dude's got good comments coming from Chad Ochocinco. He's got good comments coming from Randy Moss. Like I said, these are two type wide receivers who have a mouth on them, who are sometimes a little bit a bit rebellious when it comes to the synergy of the team. They might be them first a little bit more than they are the team, but that's kind of what you get in the package when you get a star wide receiver. You got that diva attitude that comes along with it. And I just feel like the juice isn't worth the squeeze. This could be a possible, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, this might be a Antonio Brown Jr. type situation.
Hold on, time out. Now I'm going to stop you right now. This is you falling for the media, bro.
I have looked through this thing through and through, and I'm like,
he had no problems in college. None.
He had no problems in college.
He had no drama in no college.
This dude painted an airsoft gun to look like an AR-15 as a deterrent for all the hood issues he had going on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's no problem in college.
That's just being in the hood.
So then, because of his nice little hobby there of painting an AR-15, he decided to go get a real AR-15, which is legal in the state of Florida. But I mean, if you pick it up an AR-15, you're not necessarily if you're in the hood and you already used it as a deterrent and the cops pulled you over for this, luckily you didn't catch no charge, whatever. He already had conduct non-becoming when it came to because he didn't live up to the standard, the Gator standard. Him and one of 7 players were suspended in 2018 because they weren't living up to the Gator standard, whatever the heck that meant. But that was another issue that was unrelated to these two issues. Like I say, he gets pulled over with the AR-15. There was rumors he was more focused on his rap career. He had 2 albums, more than football. His visible, they were talking about it during the year. Yeah, it was like, so there's a few things here, and then of course we know what happened with the Dallas Cowboy game. He punched, full on punch. Well, he missed. That was funny because I'm like, you gonna throw a punch to somebody and completely miss the side of their daggone neck. You get thrown. I mean, you're gonna get thrown out.
Fight when they in the league. But go ahead. I'm gonna let that live.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't know how to fight. I mean, obviously, and that's probably why he had the gun, because he can't fight. He missed the whole daggone neck. He went to go hit this. Still gets ejected. So obviously, there's that visible attitude, emotion, fire that comes out. And you go take a look at his Twitter. Take a look at his Twitter. His every thought or pissed off emotion is jumping onto that Twitter timeline and is getting shared right there. So then, of course, then here comes the media hate as they came after him.
Right.
He was labeled by Draft Diamonds in his pre-2021 draft as a distraction and a headache. He had that label before all of this mess came out recently, and that was by Draft Diamonds. Then let's just put on top of this, like I said, icing on the cake of this Antonio Brown type stuff here. Whenever the injuries came through, or that hindered the production. Let's just say, I won't even say that's Antonio Brown stuff. I'm talking about missed games because he did not have, he wasn't healthy. So we're talking about August 14th, 2021, hamstring injury, missed the majority of camp. Then October 2021, ankle injury, and that was after he had the punch. So he was pulled after the punch, but he still had ankle injury on that one. Came back in time for another game. November 22nd, 2021, quad injury, missed 4 games. December 2021, ab injury to his oblique. He missed 3 games. December 29th, 2021, shoulder injury. And then his stat line was just blank during that game. He was there, but there was no stat line for that game. Or for
what game was this? What game was this? Because I can tell you what happened.
Yeah, week 17 or week 18, he was ghost.
Is what?
That line.
You know why?
Why?
You don't remember the running joke with they were getting on Joe Judge?
What is that?
It was 4th and 12, 2nd and No, it's 3rd and 14. You know what he did? A quarterback sneak.
Okay. Yeah, that was just dumb. Yeah.
They had no quarterback. After Daniel Jones went down, they had no quarterback.
Yeah.
They didn't have no quarterback after that. So once Daniel Jones went down, he wasn't getting any stats anyway.
But that's the thing, though. They had
I'm not even judging. See, this is the thing.
because Glennon.
Nobody heard anything bad about him.
Yeah.
Until all of a sudden. Oh, I'm sorry.
You good. But Glennon came out there, and you guys see look what Glennon did. Glennon with him, I think I had this down. So let's say 10. So with the 10 catch, 189-yard performance against Cowboys in garbage time, to be honest.
That
was from Mike Glennon.
Oh no, that was Jones. Daniel Jones played in that game.
Daniel Jones only threw 90 some yards of that. The other 198. Excuse me, 100. Daniel Jones came out and threw 90.
You talking about after Daniel Jones got hurt?
Yeah, he threw yards on that day. But Glennon came out and threw 198 yards.
Yeah, he was Lamar in that game. This is when the game was close. It was 14-14. Now I remember.
Yeah.
And he tried to do a bootleg, and he tried to shake the. I don't know who it was. It wasn't Michael Parsons. It was the safety, number 27. He tried to shake him. He thought it was Lamar for a minute because he had that 8 on his chest.
Yeah.
He met that ground real quick.
Ain't got that.
He got the IU kick when he got the hit because he really thought he was gonna run dude over. No, not in this house. So anyway,
I mean, he can play with backups. You know, it's just he showed that against the Cowboys. It's just the fact that this dude he had just blips to where he just disappeared. It was either injury, attitude, or just full on disappearing acts. Is that what we want on the Ravens roster?
He was the only one, but if you on top of it, I mean, I don't understand what you're saying, but he wasn't even. He was. What did he say?
Toast says he's giving pick number 76 for Toney immediately.
I will give a 4th rounder for him, bro. He is worth a 4th rounder. We got conditional 4th rounders. You give him one.
From what I was seeing is that the Giants were trying to get some type of compensation. They just didn't want a 3rd round.
Why they're not gonna get no compensation? Because the reporters, how you gonna trade somebody and y'all badmouth them before you try to trade them?
You gotta sell them. You gotta sell
them. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to understand, and this is why all the stuff he's like, everything that you hear is on, if you believe everything, you gullible type thing. And then he said, I don't give a F. He wasn't talking about the team. He was talking about somebody. I think some media said, well, if you don't care about football, Kadarius Toney, he wasn't referring to that. He was referring to the chimes or the remarks he was getting. You know how fans get crazy. They start throwing shots at him. The funny thing was, that whole season, he was the only bright spot other than that fight. When he got in the fight, and I totally understand why he got in the fight. Because the dude from Dallas was wrong. He was wrong for what happened. You know what I mean? But you can't throw a punch. You just can't do it. You got to control.
You know what the quote is? I'm not what happened to me.
Huh?
I choose to become.
See, this is me. Y'all got to understand. This is me. This is how I view things. If I was Toney, see, I'm a great believer in. I'm gonna be smart about it. I'm gonna wait till after the game to come get you. That's me, because guess what?
Jalen Ramsey and Marcus Peters be waiting outside the locker room.
Yeah.
What's up now, fam?
Yeah.
I'll let you was talking.
Me and Juice man right there. What? Hold on.
What you doing, fam? Talk that stuff now.
Sound good. It sound good when you was talking up. Let me tell you a story real quick. I don't know if it was on this highlight. You remember Greg Lloyd? He's an outside linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the day.
Okay.
This is back when they Rod Woodson was there and they went to the Super Bowl. So I forgot who passed away. The other outside linebacker, Green, that passed away. Anyway, Green was like the hype man, bro. So I think they were playing the Chargers. I saw this highlight. It was on NFL Network. It was so funny because they were talking about how vicious Lloyd was. Like, Lloyd was like jacked. Arms was ridiculous. He was a big martial artist fighter. And the dude, I don't know, the lineman did something disrespectful during the game.
Yeah.
Lloyd waited till the game was over, and him and Green walked over to the guy. The dude had his helmet off. He thought everybody was shaking hands. So you gotta watch what you say and how you do things. Lloyd said, Green, hold my helmet. What you gonna do now? I've never seen a 300-pound man want to piss on himself before in my life until I saw this. Because Lloyd was looking at him like he's looking up, but his arms are so big. He's big like Harrison, like who retired that played for Pittsburgh. His arms are so big, and he just looked at him. He was like, "What'd you say? What you gonna do now?" And the dude was I mean, he was shaking. This is a big dude. The dude had to be about 300 some odd pounds. Anyway, that's me. Like, I'll wait till after. I'm gonna get you after the game. But anyway, going back to what we were talking about.
So say, well, remember that?
Yeah, remember Cam Newton walked up on what's my man that used to play for them, the receiver that was talking bad mouth on him.
Oh, Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah. Oh my
God. That was before the game, wasn't it?
That was when he went to Buffalo.
Yeah, he came at him before the game.
He's like, "What's up now?"
Yeah. I'm like, y'all getting great gangster with it, man. Millionaires fighting. This is crazy. You
gotta watch who you talk to, man, because some of these jokers really be about that action. So you gotta watch who you talk. But all I was saying is that he can add an element that we don't have. That's all. If he can think about all the players that have drama before they get to Baltimore. When they get there, it's just a different. I don't know. It could, and plus he's young. You got to get around people that have a good, that have a good foundation, a great culture. Like Baltimore has a great culture. I don't like New England, but they have a great culture. Same thing with Pittsburgh.
Quiet behind closed door. Bill handles that culture.
Yeah, like
he's safe. He's like, look, whatever happens in this organization stays in here. I will beat y'all behind closed doors, but you my shining good kids on the outside.
Hey, Bill.
Tell me about
Bill Belichick hood, bro. He got some hood in him.
Yeah, tell me about this. Justin said left out the biggest red flag. He got DV charges and is so injury prone since college. Heck no on Toney. DV charges. I was looking, so I was trying to do all this research. I don't know what DV is, but I do know that when he got pulled over, he wasn't charged because what he did was legal. He had a gun, and you can have an unregistered weapon or whatever in the state of Florida. The state of Florida is fine. You can roll through and have a homie's gun in your car or whatever.
You can have it in your lap and they won't say nothing.
Yeah. And I think that was where he had it in the back seat. Now, if he had it in his lap, then that's when he would have gotten a little bit more trouble.
Really?
So he didn't catch the charge. He beat them charges like Rocky. So,
all right, Jay-Z.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so back to this whole thing here. So you got people chiming in on the Kelvin Benjamin stuff. So he was talking big stuff and he was trash. Yes. Yeah. So Benjamin, I think he was probably one of the only ones that could catch Cam Newton's ball at the time because he had big old mitts, and Cam just puts that thing on a full-on straight line. He doesn't really put much arc on it. He don't throw much touch. He's throwing a fastball.
Go ahead. I'm just emailing something. I'm still working. Go ahead. I'm listening. Yeah. I'm right here.
And so it was just, it was like a very hard ball to catch, when it came. I mean, Steve Smith could catch it, but that's Steve Smith. The dude was a full-on legend.
Yeah.
And then, Benjamin was looking for a quarterback who had some touch on the ball. And, Cam just didn't have that. And I think that's kind of where the disconnect was happening because Cam was looking to break windows, fingers, everything when he threw that ball. And Kelvin Benjamin was like, all right, well, it is what it is. I'm here to catch it. But then when they fell off, he was like, y'all, I'm running into a real quarterback now. I think he was excited about running into a real quarterback when he got to Buffalo. Mm-hmm. All right. Toast says, cut on the Toney tape. No one moves like that on the field. Toney and Lamar gives you two guys who juke out anyone. Okay, I can agree with that. I saw his tape. It was, he definitely has a lot of jukes. Now, I won't say that there are people out there that have good jukes. Like I said, Wan'Dale Robinson, his jukes are actually even better than Kadarius Toney's. Go watch tape on that guy. Phenomenal. And then Adit says, Kelvin never missed a brunch Benjamin. Yeah, he did turn into a tight end towards the end there. Just kept snacking. The meals just come around. He didn't miss a meal. He was sitting there taking some of the food away from the people that paid that 29 cents a day.
That's why it became a tight end.
Yeah. He was on the buffet.
Yeah,
Oh, domestic violence. He had a domestic violence.
no, I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember no domestic violence charge. Let me go ahead and look this up. I was looking for.
I think he just questioned. Did he have one? I think Delisha, are you questioning or are you saying that he did? Because I don't recall him having one.
I don't remember. I don't remember Tony having no man. I was looking for every dirt.
With the Giants, the organization, bro. Since Tom Coughlin retired, bro, they've been nothing but a disaster. They've been nothing but a disaster since Gettleman got there. They've been nothing but a disaster. They, like I told you, you know, when I said some of the things before when we was via text, and not in our lifetime, you're not going to see that, and that's just because that's just who they are, you know. I mean, you know, hey, that's the Giants, man. I unfortunately I live in the state, so I know. I mean, I love my state, but I live in the state, and I hear enough of the Giant and Jet news that I know. And then, of course, like I told you, my family is Kareem McKenzie.
Yeah.
He said, because I asked him, I said, why have they never, when they had the opportunity to hire somebody that caliber like Eric Van, why won't they hire a black coach? He said this is mystique that they have to, I'm trying to put it the right way because I don't want to say somebody's racist or anything like that. It's just the way that they are as far as the organization. They have always to thinking about things where the Jets are more blue collar and they want to broaden their horizon. They want, you know,
diversity. Okay.
Diversity.
And that's okay. I mean, it's okay to look at an organization like. I mean, we saw who's hired black coaches in history.
Right.
They weren't one of them.
Right.
You know, and I think
they're on the table. That's the problem. That's the thing that Stephen A was talking about. They sit at the table with the Pittsburgh Steelers about the Rooney Rule, but they don't practice what they're preaching. And the only reason I think that they're there is because
they have to be. They got to show face.
They got to show face. The prestige of Pittsburgh is so big. And I mean, they've had black GMs, but the face of the team is always going to be the head coach and the quarterback. Yes.
Yeah, and so you got seven different organizations that did not hire black coaches, and I think it's now 6 because I think it was Houston was on that list before, right? And then they actually did. So now some other time. I'll put it on my Twitter. But yeah, we're talking about this domestic violence charge. I do not see any history of domestic violence charge. Now there is an issue with a frying pan. There is an issue with a frying pan. So the reason he was the conduct unbecoming, so it was actually a combined incident in 2018, is because he got into it with a rival school with frying pans, rocks, and aerosol guns. So, I mean,
it's good, man. You got to be in a good environment, bro. You got to take people out of the environment.
He took a page out of Tangled.
He got to be in a better environment, brother.
Yeah,
you gotta be in a better environment. I feel what you're saying. Like I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't want to. I didn't want to compare him because I wasn't favoring Tony over Prochet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Reg. He loving it. He eating it up. He ready. He ready.
Reg, would you for Kadarius Toney? Would you give up a 4? We got 5 or 4 round picks. How many we got? 5.
But we only got 1 5th round pick, 5 4th round picks.
Okay,
I think that maybe
5 4th round picks,
6th round pick.
Listen, if the Giants said because they say that they really want to get rid of him, now all of a sudden he's in camp. I think they just was talking just to be talking. I don't know, but they messed themselves up. But would you give up a 4th in that few? We got 2 5th round picks next year.
Okay.
So we got 1 from New England. You wouldn't give up a 4th and a 5th for next year, or a 4th and a player to bring him in?
Yeah, for Reg.
Come on, bro. How many jokers that came in here had a bad reputation and then everything switched around? How many people thought Peters wasn't going to fit in and now he loves it here? I think Juice wasn't going to fit in.
Yeah, I thought Peters might not fit in. I thought he had like a bit of an attitude problem, but I do like his gameplay. I love his on-field play. I think
it was like everybody talked bad about him. He said, I didn't see none of that. He said, "It's none of that." He said, "Now you know how he talk on the field. He like to play ball, man. That man is passionate."
There he is. All right, he says, no, a fifth or later.
What?
He
Reg,
said,
what you doing, Reg?
you know, Reg stuck on first round wide receiver. He don't care about your Tony.
You not looking a fifth or later. You come on, Reg.
That's it. So Justin is.
We don't have that much leverage, brother.
He's swearing up and down that this dude has got some domestic violence with his girlfriend. Look, put a link to the daggone.
Yeah, I never seen nothing about no. They didn't even the reporters haven't even talked about that. I think that's just he say she say stuff, bro.
Yeah, I think they just
don't put that out in the atmosphere. Please,
I'm like, if it's I mean, maybe it's on Twitter or something like that, but I ain't seen
keep it football right now. But right now, let's just keep it football.
I'm gonna say keep it straight football.
Yeah.
Attitude wise, this dude, you know, like I said, today showed a big step towards, hey, they're going to try and mend this relationship with the Giants. But previously, you're just like, all right, you got to wonder, is he for the team or is he for himself? And then, of course, can he get and stay on the field? You know, that's the big thing. Like injury wise, we need this guy on the field. Yeah. And while he was a first round pick, if they use the draft capital to go get Toney versus seeing what these other guys, these young bucks got, because this is a deep wide receiver draft.
But he's only a year in, so it's not like he's not like a veteran. He came out last year. He came out with baby.
But it's the combination of things, injuries, attitude. You know, between those two, injuries, attitude, and then previous off the field history, it could be a problem.
Listen, I'm trying to see. I don't ever want to prejudge somebody as far as like with that. I don't know that. I don't see him like he doesn't have. Nobody said anything negative about this dude until all of a sudden, because he didn't want to come into voluntary workouts.
Yeah, it's voluntary work.
Coach, hold on. It's voluntary.
Yeah,
it's voluntary. I don't have to be here right now. I could be. We don't know if he got he bought if he got sessions with his own personal trainer. We don't know what's going on. It's voluntary. You can't be upset that the man is not there. All of a sudden, we want to trade him. Everybody, and this is the reason why they said it, because the GM, the new GM, who is, I don't know why he's the new GM. He was already in the office with Dave Gettleman, but he said everybody's being evaluated, but our quarterback. Okay. The quarterback is trash. Daniel Jones is garbage. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, he brought up something here. He's like, look, Mari got traded for a sixth, so a fifth is a compliment. Now, you got to think about
the money, brother.
It was different circumstances.
Yeah, the money.
The circumstances was money. You're right.
Yes.
And Cowboys needed to get rid of some money. They needed to throw some money elsewhere. And the Browns knew. Yeah, the Browns knew that. The Browns had them by the toe. They said, look here, bro. We know you're trying to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna slide this little funky sixth over here. And we'll take them up above your hands, whatever, because we got the money.
You gotta take all the cap space.
Yeah.
This is what you're gonna get for him.
Mm-hmm.
$22 million.
What's crazy is what was it? There was a trade that was shut down that the Ravens were trying to do because somebody was trying to move a player and help. It was like a three-way trade that was trying to happen. So that
they shut us down.
Yeah, they shut us down. I think we was trying to do something with the Jags.
They shut us down. We should shut theirs down. Remember,
because it was a three-way trade, and they just didn't want any like NBA type deals that were confusing as all get out to start to be a trend in the NFL. But yeah, Which one? Who's that?
Will Waller.
I always talk about my Browns because y'all secret fans. No, sir. We just know thy enemy. Know thy enemy, Sun Tzu, man. Come on.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Taj.
This dude, I swear, man, he always have it. He come with it. Delicious had a big comment. I want to make sure we read that real quick. So he says, I don't know how true this is, but I heard Pickens stock is going up and Treylon Burks is going down and possibly on to the second round if he's there. How y'all feel about Burks? Now, the thing about Burks, I love what he did to Alabama. And if he falls to the second, I think that at the right position, if he falls to us, and I mean, if Baltimore's even got to spend a fourth to trade up to get this guy, then cool. Second round, not bad. As long as I'll stay out that first round, give me my Kool-Aid, man, we good.
I heard. I've been hearing the last few mocks. They've been mocking us to Trent, and we're not getting the Kool-Aid.
Wait. Trent
McDuffie.
Oh yeah, McDuffie. I'm cool with McDuffie. I'm fine with
that too. I'm cool. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. As long as it's somebody on defense that can help, bro.
I mean, when you're looking at the corner situation for Baltimore, Peters has not signed. He has not signed for that extension. And of course, he's his shelf life is a little low. He's about to hit that 30 threshold.
He still got about two more years.
How old is he?
20. He'd be 29. He'd be 29.
Yeah. So longevity.
Don't be trying to age the man out, brother.
But, what I'm saying? He hit that 30 threshold, and of course, them legs go. And next thing you know, he's getting cooked like Reeves Island was getting cooked back in the day because he held on a little bit longer than he should have. And, we're looking at a top-tier corner right now, but if we sign to a 3-year deal, that maybe by that second year in that deal, his talent starts to drop off because the talent of these wide receivers is speed-based a lot right now, and it could be a problem on that outside. I don't know if he can hang on like Richard Sherman hangs on, because zone is definitely Peter's thing, no doubt. He can play zone, and I love how he plays zone because he baits the quarterback into thinking he's out of position, and then he makes something happen. I absolutely love that one play against the Seattle Seahawks when Peters came through and baited the QB so bad. He baited Russell bad.
That's what you call a good film study.
Yeah, took it for 6.
Good film study right there.
Absolutely. And I was just like, man, okay. So, of course, if you have Peters, who may be on the way out, we'll say, let's just call it what it is. Like, the contract has not been signed. He may not be a Raven next season because it's the last year of the deal. Then, you bring in McDuffie to side with our guy, with Fruit Punch. That secures the outside corners for the future, and so I'm not mad at a McDuffie type pick. I wouldn't mind having Booth or McCrary later on in the round, and maybe keeping that first and going after Jordan Davis, not a wide receiver Big Reg. I'm sorry.
Look, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but we need, as far as corners are concerned, we definitely need in this day and age, the way the game is run, especially with, you don't know who's the number one receiver. Your slot receiver could be the number one receiver. You need 3 starting caliber corners.
Absolutely. You're going up against Cincinnati twice a year? Yeah, you would do nothing but hurt if you only had 2 decent corners.
Yeah, so the thing I do like about McDuffie is his versatility. He's out of all the, who is it? Him? Who the top 3 right now? The top 3 corners they have.
You got Stingley. You got Sauce.
Sauce.
You got Booth. Kyer Elam constantly gets brought up. McCrary.
They got McDuffie.
Yeah, well, of course McDuffie's in that bunch too. I think
it
would be like
number 3.
Sauce.
I'm trying to think. Is he
Sauce, Stingley, McDuffie?
Okay.
And then Booth, and then McCrary.
Well, out of those 5, McDuffie is the only one. And I don't know how much you guys have watched tape or how much you watched him play. He's the only one that can play both outside and inside. And he doesn't have any. I know he's 5'11". That's really not like a bad size for an outside corner.
Yeah, I say put him on the inside. See what he's got on the inside. That way Marlon can do what he does best on the inside. You know what I'm saying?
He's the only one. They all tackle, but he's the only one, in my opinion, including Sauce. Other than I say Stingley might be the closest one. He's the only one. Those are the only 2 that are playmakers, but he's the only one that can play off ball because of the and play press man. In my opinion, he's the only one that can inside and outside, not just on the outside. So get McDuffie. You can plug him. Yes, he can. He's a plug and play. He's the number. When we had the number 1 defense, we had a rotation. Carr, Jimmy, and and Marlo for his first 2 years. Then
Carr would kill me though. He would get roasted.
he was, but you know what? You know what's funny? When Jimmy was healthy and Carr was out there, Carr was solid. For some apparent reason, when Jimmy was
They played
Jimmy,
Pittsburgh, and then that's when freaking they put Carr against Antonio Brown, and I mean Carr, he got cooked. He got cooked bad.
that year Jimmy was. I mean, AB was cooking everybody.
We got a new person in the room. You remember Gilbert Melton? I think he was on here once before.
Yeah, he was on here once before. What up, Gil? Sorry.
Man, he said, we're at 14. We don't usually pick this early. We got to go edge Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine won't be there. As much as I agree with you, I'm guaranteeing he won't be there.
Yeah, they said he did. They
Like,
draft talk was,
he gonna be going by. Yeah, they say he gonna be going by number 5, bro. He's that good though. He really is. When he was at Georgia.
Okay.
They had him playing the Sam linebacker, so that's why he didn't get enough sacks. And he's not from Georgia, so it probably was best that he moved on and went someplace else where he had more of an opportunity to go ahead and press that edge. And you see what he did. I mean, he can play. He can play off the ball. He can play the rush. He probably can cover. I'm sure he can cover if he's playing Sam linebacker, especially in Georgia. So he just, I don't know. He's probably, honestly, quiet as kept. He might be the best pass rusher out of all of them.
Even better than Tip?
I think so. That's he might be because he has all the tools like to do other things.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a big fan of Florida State guys anyway. As far as defensive ends and outside linebackers from Florida State, I don't know. For some reason, they have a good recruiting system there when it comes to that program, and they develop them really well. And the 40-downers usually they snatch them up and then turn them into something special. So I do like Florida State.
Yeah, I think that might be.
Oh, here it is. Talking about some Stanley news here. People saying Stanley news is a smokescreen. I think that was coming from was it Bobby Trossett or whatever. Saying they'll take a tackle in the first. I think the Ravens take one in the second or third. Rasheed Walker or Daniel Fale are 2 names to watch. Now, EDC did mention Daniel Fale on Pro Day, but at the same time, when he mentioned that, I think it was just after Fale had a good play, and then he kind of fell off.
Talking about the Senior Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was good practice. He had good practice it was up and down practice that week.
I like Rasheed Walker though. Walker would be a steal if we can grab him in the second or the third round.
And then I think Fale was Minnesota, right?
Fale, Minnesota. Rasheed is at Penn State. But this is I don't think it's a smoke. I don't really think it's a smoke screen because we saw a video. The Joker's walking back. He walked backwards for 2 miles for charity. So that has to take some type of toll. You a big dude. That's not a small guy. I mean, you some odd pounds. You walking backwards. You got to be feeling somewhat good.
Yeah, I'll be.
That's not football shape, but
I'm definitely rooting for him.
Yeah,
I do feel bad for him because the show Guru Punch is going to be put on the back burner because Marlowe's got a new show, 44. Was it 44? Just 44? Whatever.
Yeah, I think that's through the
Ravens. They made.
Be like, yo, we gonna help you out. We gonna give you your own show.
They saw an opportunity there. They saw how fun Guru Punch is, and then having they know that they have their own PA program. But in order to bringing in Marlowe, maybe him looking at a future job in television, because he can get those comments on Twitter just with his simple comments. But he is a personality about him.
Yeah, he is.
I love watching him after the game. Every Instagram live that he does after the game, it's fun to watch because he's got tons of personality.
Yeah.
So let's see here with the comments. I wanted to go back up to see what Delicious was saying because
what's up? She was in here. I think she's still in here.
Was it Lisa was here, right?
Tanya.
Oh yeah, Tanya was here. We said she said, "What's up, y'all?" She said, get receivers in the draft. She's saying don't go with Toney. She's saying get a receiver out of the draft.
Yeah, look, either way, at the end of the day, we know what's going to happen, right? There's going to be some type of competition, bro.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm with it. I know there's going to be competition, but I'm just also looking at that risk factor. You know how Eric he looks at risk factors, and he sees injuries, he sees off the field, he sees attitude. And those are 3 factors that really don't make you a Raven when it comes to bringing in those blue collar characters. Dez didn't have all 3 of those factors. He didn't have off the field issues. He had attitude. And sometimes you need that nasty attitude in order to be that dog, especially when it comes to that exposition. But he wasn't like a poison to a locker room. He just was very passionate about his craft. And then things just didn't pan out with the Cowboys, and there was an opportunity there. We wanted to bring him in before because of his like I said, the Vicky Mendoza scale. The crazy cannot outweigh the hotness, and with his hotness factor did not outweigh his crazy factor.
Right.
And of course, after he left the team, it might have gone up a bit, but he hasn't. I don't know if he's got any offers to come at least try out for a team or nothing, has he?
That's commercial. Dez ain't doing nothing. Dez do a commercial for Uber Eats.
Yeah, I mean, I keep seeing him on Instagram. He's over here beating some corner, some college corner or whatever. But
Dez need to coach, man. He don't need to be playing no more. His time is up.
Yeah.
Time is
up.
Right,
let's see what the D says. What's good? Said, let's hope Marlon doesn't talk about his food or movie takes on the. They're gonna come for him. I told him today because Elon Musk bought Twitter. So Marlo said something about, I'll be able to say. He's like, everybody will be able to say what they want to say now without catching a suspension or something along those lines. And so I told him, I was like, hey man, they come for your soul on this and cheese stuff. Come for his soul, man. And then, you got to recognize that Marlo got some crazy takes. And he's just trying to get people riled up. That's just his thing. He likes to pour gas on the fire whenever he sees it. So he's pretty funny about that.
Give me a second, brother. I'm gonna put these plates in there.
Hey, man. So while he's gone, I'm gonna talk about Prochet, how great he is. I'm kidding. So Chris White said, what's happening, man? Dez said he's not passionate about football anymore. And I said, I was a big fan of Dez when he came out. I was very frustrated that Dallas was able to sneak him away from Baltimore because it looked like he was going to slide perfectly to us. And then we jumped up out of that and we traded the pick away, and that was Tim Tebow. Yeah, good times. So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today. We were going through the whole Toney thing, and just to review, I feel like Toney is he's an explosive player, and he has a diva personality, but the injury history it ain't it. When you ain't played but 9 games during the season, and then you didn't have that many, you had games where you were just completely quiet as a church mouse in there. I don't think that's something worth trading for. There's too much talent in this draft. And when I'm talking about talent at wide receiver, because I know Big Reg loves talking about talent at wide receiver, I mean, we can go through the talent that is there. I mean, of course, Garrett Wilson's not going to be there for us. Drake London, he'll be definitely long gone and probably one of the top names to go off the board. Alec Pierce, from Cincinnati. I mean, that's an ideal 210-pound target right there, 6'3". Huh?
I'm glad you're drinking water. I'm very proud of you, by the way.
Who drinking water? It looks so deceiving. It's cold.
I was trying to. Oh man, he's rolling around with it. Trying to get comfortable, eat healthy.
I should get drinking more water. Yeah, I drink some more water throughout the days when I get rid of this double chin and stuff. So
I'm eating some roughage and eating my salad. Instead of y'all seeing me eat apple pie. I was like, what kind of trader is this dude?
Yeah, having food over here now.
Go ahead.
So anyway, then of course there's Treylon Burks. Y'all mentioned Treylon Burks. He could, if he slides to the second round, then there's a good opportunity there. What he did against Alabama was exceptional. I loved watching his tape against Alabama. Like I said, don't worry about that guy's 40 time. Don't even go look at it because the review of that tape just makes your eyes just cringe because that boy had no form running the 40. But
he couldn't run a good 40 time either.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah. So it's just like, okay, can't run a 40, but what his game tape says is so much more than what that 40 time is. Now, Al Davis is probably rolling over in his grave right now when I say something like that because he got the stopwatch. He probably got the stopwatch the rest of the piece down there. Just
No, you don't.
click.
No, you don't.
Was that a 4-2? Was that a 4-2? That was a 4-2. Yes. So then Jameson Williams, honestly, this was my favorite wide receiver out of the entire draft. He got it. He got it. It's no question about it. What I got to see him do last year, even before the injury, I was just blown away what Jameson Williams could be able to do. 6'2", 189 pounds. Do we need him? No. Do I want him? Yeah. And then there's Chris Olave. Apparently, he's a pretty high up Ohio State prospect. I like George Pickens. That would probably, if I had to rank the ones that I wanted for Baltimore, I'd say George Pickens. I'd say Jameson Williams, then George Pickens, and then I'd say Jahan Dotson and Wan'Dale Robinson. Those are the ones that I was very high on. Of course, Christian Watson, I just don't think he's going to be there anywhere when Baltimore goes to pick, whether it be first or second round, because I just think that Green Bay has their sights on this guy and they know it's going to be the guy. So anyway, let's go back to pay some bills here. Let's see what y'all said. So Big Red said, let Dez join T.O. in the fan-controlled football league. Didn't T.O. score a touchdown or something like that in the fan-controlled football league? It was like
arena football now? Isn't that what that is? Isn't that arena football?
Yeah, it was arena football. But it was
fan control now?
Yeah, it's just fan control. Maybe they text in what they want to see, or they take votes and what the play will be.
Football?
Yeah. I think it looked like arena football to me.
That's what I thought. I was like, is it just arena football with a different name?
It's just, T.O. went back on the field so bad. I'm just like, dude, you got the yellow jacket. Like, how does that work anyway? You decide to come back out of retirement, and do you have to get the jacket back? Did they put the bus down? Did they put it on hold? Do you get a re-review to go back into the hall if you have better performance, or if, let's just say, your Hall of Fame caliber performance acceptability, you drop below that because you decide to come back out of retirement, you get your soul snatched up by one of these young cats and get embarrassed on the field. Do you still get your yellow jacket? Do you get to go back and be nicely wrapped in your nice yellow jacket?
I just wish you would just coach instead of being stingy with all his knowledge. You know what I mean?
They don't want to let it go, man.
Pass it down, bro.
Yeah, they don't want to let it go. He didn't want to let the game go. He saw the golf clubs and he said, no, I refuse. I'm not going to these golf clubs.
Even Randy Moss let it go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, Randy, yeah. Jerry Rice didn't let it go to like 43.
Yeah, that's probably why, because that's his boy.
Yeah.
But Jerry don't have no.
Oh,
Jerry and T.O. are very similar. You notice that? Neither one of them have any type of personality.
Yeah.
Like Jerry just now doing something funny. Like the commercial when the dash to do with the Gatorade.
Yeah.
Before that, I was like, boy, he don't have no type of personality.
He was about business, man.
I mean, just in general, just talking to him, it's just like,
yeah,
you ain't talking about him. He don't know nothing.
Hey, B-Cam, what's good, man? He says, you guys think we're cool at running back? It should be a position not ignored too late in the draft. Yes, I think we're good at running back. And I tell you why, like I said, because I don't know why. I just feel like.
Why you say it like that?
Because Tyson is there. He is there. And I know that. So we got to let
that go.
So Gus is on the last year of his deal. So I like.
Delicious, tell him to stop him.
Huh?
I'll tell Delicious to tell you to stop him.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm listening. Tyson is not the answer, bro.
So Tyson, I'm telling you, this year could be a solid year if let's just say he rises up the depth chart because the other guys aren't ready. Mm-hmm. There is opportunity for him to sell and be solid, huh?
He gonna play some special teams because he don't want to play no special teams.
He ain't playing no special team, dog. He just ain't. He just probably out there.
That's why he ain't rising nowhere.
He probably just out there like looking at John, like you ready to play?
Bro, that's why he ain't rising nowhere. Look, you gotta have the alarm. We got 30 more minutes. You gotta set the alarm for us because we'll go around and.
Goodness gracious!
I gotta give up early.
Girl, you so late.
Yeah, she late.
Your notification, you need to get your phone fixed. Get your phone fixed so that notification bell can actually run on time. Your memory is low, something along those lines. So anyway, back to this whole question about the running back situation. J.K. Dobbins, if he comes back healthy, Gus Edwards, he comes back healthy, but Gus is on the last year of his deal because last year didn't count because of the injury, so that added the extra year. So
he still got 2 years left.
This is last year.
He got his contract last year.
No, he got his contract. I want to say the year before.
He got a contract last year. They extended him last year.
I thought it was a 2-year deal though.
Yeah, but he didn't play last year. You just said
he played the year before. So I think this is his last year on the deal.
He signed a new contract. That's when they blessed him with the dough this year.
Yeah,
this past season.
Yeah, so he'll be you're right. Okay, so he'll be a free agent in 2024.
Right.
All right. So he's got 2 years left on the contract. So to answer the question, if he's got 2 years left on the contract for right now and next year, we are secure at running back because JK is going to be around for a while, and Gus, and then Tyson. He'll play special teams. When he come in there and he start rolling, y'all going to be like, man, forget special teams. Special team coach going to be over there. You going to play? And John be like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to let him out the basement. Y'all ain't got to call the FBI, nothing like that for human trafficking.
We need a running back, bro. I ain't convinced. Y'all, everybody else seem to be convinced about Tyson. Y'all better show me what I'm missing because I ain't convinced, bro. Because sometimes, every time, other than that first game with Lamar, after that, it just didn't seem like it didn't matter.
Even against Kansas City, he had a good game.
Everybody had a good game on that offense against Kansas City. Lamar put the whole city on his back. He even put me on his back, and I was
hyped that game. I was so hyped.
Just out Nebraska. Lamar put everybody on his back. Everybody, we all gonna win up in this month. Everybody was running the ball. Everybody was running the ball, brother. So that's not gonna count. I need to tell me a good game because he didn't show up in the. They gave him the rock in Pittsburgh. He did nothing. They gave him the rock in the Nebraska game. He did nothing.
That's not fair. He got the rock at the end of the game. At the very end of the game.
Well, touche. Now see how you feel. See how I feel when you talk about Big Cleveland.
Right, man. It was
you talk about Big Cleveland.
Well, he didn't get the game. He finally got let out the closet or let out the basement towards the end of the game.
Okay, so what about Detroit? Detroit game did nothing.
So I say against Las Vegas, this man had 9 carries for 65 yards, and then he got a touchdown. And then against Kansas City, he had 13 carries for 77 yards. And so he was averaging 5.9 yards per carry. And then even against Detroit, he still was averaging 4.4 yards per carry.
Who what?
He 4.4 yards. 4.4 yards.
Look, against who?
That was against Detroit. So he had 5 carries for 22 yards.
Did you just break that down and say he's average 4.4? He had a good day
per carry. What you want me to do? Like he wasn't given the opportunities. That was obvious. The opportunities were not given.
You saw that game like I did. He did nothing.
He wasn't given the opportunity. That's when his opportunities started tanking. Like they weren't giving him what he needed.
Bro.
Let's see here. All right, let's go back up here. So, Brooke got stuck in the TikTok portal. That's what
I saw.
So he said Tyson was in a blender out there, but I do like his running ability. I'm telling you, dude has the running ability.
He got some. He look. I'm not saying he don't have no ability. What I am saying though, first of all, let me just say this.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Brooke.
Oh, hush, Brooke. You just hush with the TikTok itself. This is what I'm saying. Every free agent that undrafted free agent that we get is not going to be Gus. Gus was special, bro. Gus should have got drafted. If Gus didn't transfer from Miami to Rutgers, he probably would have got drafted. Gus was special. And even then, remember when Gus was cut, then he was put on the practice squad.
Yeah. He definitely had a struggle before he was able to get on the shine.
Let's get it together then. Now, I'm giving Tyson a little bit of a glimpse, but his running style doesn't fit this scheme. That's what I'm saying. Even if you look at him in college, he likes to pause, be patient, and then go. even said that Le'Veon Bell and Alvin Kamara, the running backs, he tried to model his game after. You got to hit the hole, bro. You ain't got no time to be playing like this.
It was like you look at the whole season last year. The whole season after Tyson left, it wasn't until Freeman caught on later on in the season that they had any type of life in that running back core.
Tell me why he can't play no special teams. Gus play special teams.
But did Rashad play special teams?
Gus played special teams his rookie year, and then when Lamar came in there, he was starting, and he was still playing special.
Hold that against him. He does his thing.
Man, you ain't drafted. You ain't making no cash, homie. You got to sit in the back of the bus and do like everybody else.
You gonna be at this man's wedding or whatever. But like, yeah, does anybody have any reason why these two should be? He don't play special teams.
You right. He ain't gonna be there for you. He ain't gonna ride with you. Don't you gotta put his dues in, bro.
He got
dues in. If you want to be on this team, one of the best running backs ever, Terrell Davis. How you make the team? Special teams. Special teams. That's what I mean.
Like, was Le'Veon known for special teams?
Le'Veon was a second round pick, homie.
Yeah, okay, but still, like,
go ahead, Couch. Don't you do this?
When you want to play it, let they have electric, game-changing talent, and you see it when this dude.
Hold up, no, my bro.
You like go look at that at the Oakland game. Go look.
That's one game. Everybody was running on Oakland. Look at the my grandmother was running on Oakland.
Look, everybody. I'm telling you, Tyson was taking advantage of those opportunities, man. He was taking
my grandmother's mothers was running on all my great grands and grands.
Well, grandma must be above Le'Veon Bell and above what's his name Murray on the depth chart because they went straight to trash on the run game. Ooh. After the whole team as far as run game when Tyson got benched, that run game went straight plummeting. And your grandma could have put him on the depth chart.
After that first game. Who do we played them? And who do we play after them? We played Detroit or we played Kansas City?
You played Kansas City, then we played Detroit, then Indy, then Cincy.
Okay.
And you can
see Stop right there. Before we even got to Cincinnati. The run game died after the Detroit game.
Yeah. Because
the run game, period. It didn't matter who was back there. It died after the Detroit game. Because they were already saying, okay, you got to beat us 8 in the box. When they used to do that, when they did that last year, 8 in the box, we would still get them. We could not do that this year. We can't do it. Who getting the slaps, Reg?
Is he slapping people?
He's slapping you.
He's slapping me. That's slapping me.
It doesn't fit the scheme, B. Y'all giving Tyson too much credit. Man, if he want to play, get your butt on special teams. The third running back on the team has to. Coach said it. The third running back on the team has to play special teams.
I guess. I guess. But at the same time, like, he might be one of the top on the depth chart this year.
He might be.
The other two can't come back, and if they can't come back, they need to ride Tyson into the sunset because this dude can run. He can run. This dude got great vision. I love watching Tyson run.
He would be better. Honestly, I think, in my opinion, he would be better in a Shanahan type system because he gets a chance to be patient before he hits the hole. He's that type of runner. Like if we ran stretch plays with him, he would be good on that. The thing about JK and about Gus that Ingram had a little bit of before his legs just went on him. He had that start and stop. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you could be patient, but they would explode through the hole.
Yeah.
When it was time to go. You could be patient for a minute and explode. Patient and explode. He couldn't do that. You know what I mean? You couldn't do that. He can't, he got a slow motor. Like, he got to pick up. He got to, like, once he get his legs going, he going.
Yeah, like sometimes you gotta be patient to the hole, and it's and then quick through it once you get it. Let's see here.
Y'all riding with I'm not riding with Tyson yet, bro. I think he's good. I just don't think he fit.
Goodness, Chris, you're so rude. He's the reason Lamar was hurt. I gotta go back and watch it. I don't remember.
That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right.
I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with not having an offensive line. It wasn't just Tyson. So he had splashy runs. He had all the splashy runs.
When you hit on the big red, that's why he gave you slaps. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
We go down here. So we're gonna get to the slaps.
I'm just saying who he is.
He was saying Le'Veon was slow. Absolutely. I think Le'Veon. We got him 2 years too late on that deal there. Let's see.
He's overused. Huh?
If he's saying he's a great third running back. If he starts, you're probably a losing team. I don't know. I feel like if they had have said, "Hey Murray, hey Freeman, we're gonna see what Tyson got," I think there would have been an opportunity for him to show exactly what he was made of, show glimpses of that week 2 and week 1 running game that he was able to bring out. Let's see.
He ain't got that shape, bro. He ain't got that type of shape.
Yeah.
He got good vision, but he's a side and go. He's a decide and go.
Hold up. I wasn't comparing to Bell in his prime. Maybe that was you. Were you comparing?
I didn't compare with his prime. I said that that's who he said he tried to emulate his game after. I wasn't comparing him to Bell.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know if he was comparing. I was like, I never said nothing about Bell in the prime. I just said I like the yeah.
That's talking to you, sir.
Now you're talking about Tyson need to get on the special teams and enjoy it.
He gotta work his way to the front.
Yeah,
you can't just jump to the front. You can't jump to the front of the bus.
But I feel like I think that was a pride thing. That was a pride thing with John Harbaugh this year because you saw the run game going to the full-on trash basket, and you had Tyson sitting right there.
Oh, everybody, that's how you make the team in Baltimore. That's always been the way since Harbaugh's been there. You ain't doing what you got to do. They brought Freeman in.
Oh, they ain't on the contract, man. They not under contract, Chris. So they basically came in to help last year. That was a 1-year deal, man. And they not there right now. They're not there right now. Depth chart for running back. And we'll have to pull this up so I make sure I'm correct.
And to be honest with you, Latavius didn't hurt his what was his ankle? If his ankle didn't get rolled up in that Chargers game,
yeah,
Murray would have. I mean, Freeman would have never got off because Latavius was every time he was getting the ball within the red zone, touchdown. The Denver game, touchdown. Oakland game, touchdown. Was it Indianapolis? Touchdown.
Outside the red zone, what did it look like?
Huh?
Outside the red zone, what did Murray look like before the Steelers game?
Outside the I mean, he was getting the tough. He was only brought in for the tough yards. It
was just like 2.3 yards a carry, and I'm like, man, this ain't it. This is not it.
None of them with your boy Tyson wasn't giving us nothing.
He wasn't getting no opportunity. He was hidden in the basement, man. He was hidden in the basement. One mesh point mess up and a couple of special teams issues, and everybody was like, "No, we done with Tyson. Y'all benched him all the way up until the end of the year, where you gave him a little crumb. Say, here, take this crumb, young man." And the thing was, you had him active on game day, every single game, and
not every game.
Like, it was very, very few games he did not get activated.
When Bell got there, once they activated Bell, he had to sit down. Like, we're gonna sit you down.
Yeah. So basically the running backs look exactly how we got him before injury last year. So you got JK, you got Gus, you have Tyson, you have Justice Hill, and then you got Nate McCray.
Oh, you put Tyson before Justice?
Look, you know Justice ain't going nowhere. Justice about to be unemployed. He already knew the writing was on the wall last year, and when he said it on Twitter, he knew that this was not going to be his final destination.
Well, yeah, we know that, but I put Justice out there before I put Tyson.
Justice ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it this year. He ain't gonna make it final 53. Justice will be
gonna make it the final 53 if it's gonna go down the way I think it's going down.
Yeah, Justice ain't gonna make it. Tyson gonna make it. Tyson gonna make it.
Tyson ain't making it, bro.
He make it.
We drafted the running back. That running back, whoever it is.
He did his time.
Brother, we get Cook's brother. We good.
Oh, yeah, you get James Cook, then of course there's gonna be some battling right there. Let's see. See here, King Veno says, I hope we get Kyron Williams.
I like Kyron too. We
Yeah.
get James Cook though. That's a wide receiver in the backfield. I mean, he can run some routes.
He said Justice better than Tyson.
Thank you. First time raising out, I actually gonna agree.
That just hurts my
I
soul.
said, we had a taste of soup. He said, what's wrong with the soup? It's too hot? I said, taste the soup. So what's wrong with the soup? It's too cold? I said, taste the soup. Okay, where's the spoon? Aha. Aha.
Justice perfect for the no huddle. Now, yes, when it comes to Justice Hill's ability to be able to catch the ball and it also be no huddle, I do like his ability to catch the ball out the backfield and just his ability to be just quick as I'll get out in open space, be able to make some things happen. He did show some ability to thump when he was playing against the Steelers.
For some reason, he get up for the Steelers, boy. He get up for them boys. He get up. He get up for the Steelers.
It's like I want Justice to get that opportunity, no doubt. But I like Tyson over Justice because I feel like he's got a more solid build, and it's like I said, once he hits the hole, he's good. I like what he does.
I think Justice might be ready for the season before they are. To be honest with you, I think he's probably already ready.
And I think the Ravens have a certain level of confidence when it comes to Justice Hill, and they feel like, hey, if everybody else ain't ready to go, I think they could roll with Justice and Tyson and have confidence and not have to bring in any type of old veterans or whatever. But there will be that draft pick that will more likely be a running back in that, I want to say, third round that they'll bring in.
Somebody said something like this is the second time this happened to JK. JK never tore ACL before, until he got hit. In high school, it wasn't his ACL, it was his ankle. It wasn't his ACL.
And it was just like a freak accident in that game. It was against the Washington Commanders.
He went to take a quick step, and the dude went down. He went to chop him at his knees.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just like it just
fell back. He was supposed to be out there to get the block, but he didn't get out there in time for the screen. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It happened. It was just, like I said, it wasn't a planned. Hey, I plan on. Nobody plans to go tear the ACL.
Yeah, exactly. it is. Because his tear is the way it is, he'll probably be most likely ready before Gus will, because Gus, his tear was untouched. That's when it's scary, when you walk in and you pop something or nobody touch you, because that's something that's been built up over time. Like nobody, you don't know that it's happened, so it just like it goes.
Yeah, like Odell, like it was a non-contact. When he went
in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, in the Super Bowl. When he came down, it was
the same ACL. You know what they said?
Wow.
They found out this is terrible by Cleveland. They said the surgery was a botched surgery. Like whoever did the surgery did not do a good job on repairing the ACL. So, he in LA, they gave him the good.
Dr. Andrews or whatever, he's usually the knee specialist.
Yeah, he said they said whoever the doctor was that did it, the surgery was horrible. It was the same ACL. I thought he tore his other knee. I really felt bad for him. It's the same one. So, he probably wouldn't be able to play until November anyway.
The girl said she refused to call Washington by that name. I don't like it. The lieutenants.
Wow.
They got demoted for all the craziness they got going on. Let's see. She says, if we have a repeat of last season's injury, she's going to take up drinking. You ain't took up drinking. I'm pretty sure half of Ravens Nation took up drinking last year. It was just a tough season. With all the injuries that happened, I'm surprised that a lot of people did not. I'll be honest, we know a lot of people jumped ship last year. You can see that the true Ravens stuck around, and all the Lamar maniacs, they kind of left.
Yeah.
Because they hopped on after 2019, expecting, hey, this is going to be an ascending product kind of continuously.
They'll be back.
Yeah, they'll be back after week one. When they see us blow it up. I'm waiting for that schedule release. Cannot wait for it to happen. And you're gonna see some big things happen there.
They'll be back. I saw them leave, but you be back though.
Chris said Odell Doctor must have been a Bam Mayfield fan.
Yeah, he was. Probably was.
Probably saw that tape. Like, okay.
Horrible, bro.
Man, your daddy putting. Oh, okay, I got you right here.
Yeah. We're gonna tape it in. We ain't even gonna sew it right. We're gonna tape it. Put some crazy glue on it. Maybe the hole a little longer.
That was funny. All right, so Wednesday. I think we don't have any plans for Wednesday, but it's the night. It's the draft eve night. We're hoping maybe we'll have our final mock draft the night before. We'll really take a decent look at it, and I'll put a draft together that doesn't look like Jordan Davis coming to 14, so I can give you something else.
You do the draft. I'm just going to let them tear you apart like they told me.
And so they already gave me the skippity pass. Man, I got hands all over the place.
I got to know that day, boy. Reg was horrible. He was upset. Him and Engraving. Engraving became on. He was like, throw that away.
He came in here just for a couple minutes and was hot. He came on last show. What was he hot about last time? I can't remember what he came
because the receiver. I didn't draft the receiver. I was just trying to tell him.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Because him and Reg came in here with that receiver Kool-Aid and Engraving's he basically guzzled the whole thing of receiver Kool-Aid.
Listen, if y'all haven't ever messed around with it, what is it, PFF.com? Or what is it called?
Just type in PFF Draft Simulator.
Yeah, PFF Draft. Just play around, y'all. And especially you, Big Reg, this is definitely for you. Play around. And if you don't pick a receiver at 14,
you know he's going to do it.
Hold on, no. If he just messes around, if you don't pick a receiver at 14, unless you make some remarkable trades, bro. Yeah. But just try. If you don't pick a receiver at 14, I want to see what you wind up with in the second round. It's not going to be what you want, bro. I'm trying to tell you, it's not going to be what you want because you're looking, and then they I don't know if you've seen it lately. They changed all the rankings, bro.
Yeah.
All the rankings are totally different now. Like this guy from Purdue is in there. I forgot his name, wide receiver. But only thing, and they said he probably he's an Anquan Bolden type. But the only thing that's holding him back from being in the top in the first round is the fact that he ran a 4.6 at his pro day. He just had he ran a bad 40 time. But if you look at his highlight film, I can't remember his name. Wide receiver from Purdue. If anybody knows his name, throw it in the comment section.
David Bell.
Monster.
Yeah.
He was a straight dog.
Huh?
I
said 6'2", 205.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a big receiver that can go up and get it. That's him. He's not what's the name's height? T. Higgins, 6'4", 6'5", but
hey, they made a comparison saying he's like a Michael Crabtree.
Bro, he I don't know about that. Well, when Michael Crabtree was good. What do you say?
He had his times. I mean,
when he's in San Fran, he did have his times.
That's not so much, but that was the back end,
Yeah, even with the Raiders, he had his time.
He was high.
No, even with his Raiders, he had his time. So he made the Pro Bowl a couple times, but he had he has that type of dog mentality, and you can see it even with his build. Like he handles himself. So he might be just faster on the field than he is, on the track. Because everybody can't run. Everybody can't run a freaking. Don't know how to run. Like we always talk about, don't know how to run the 40. But
yeah, I mean, see, the whole training for a 40 versus field training is two different worlds. I mean, right there, yes, you're going to make some money. Because there are those people that are like the Al Davises that want to see the top 40 times and see what you can produce and see, who can be that John Ross type player out there. But no, what did Big Red say? Yes, he did get his chain snatched.
Oh man, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Keith Lee stole that dude's chain. I think he tried to do it twice, didn't he?
Huh?
I think he snatched it twice.
He said he snatched it again. He said he's gonna snatch it again when he's still.
Probably gonna see him in the airport and be like,
Debo. I ain't gonna Debo like that.
Oh my
god. That's the funniest thing, Talib
he was a gangster with it. I mean, I'm surprised. Like,
the only person he could get gangster with is Steve. Steve Smith is different, bro.
Yeah.
Steve, I don't know if Steve blew his ribs out. But Steve was like, after that game with Carolina beat New England, he said, as for Talib, they was interviewed him too, ESPN. He's like, ice up, son. Ice.
They took that man's soul right with his chain and turned him into burnt toast. Like Akeem Talib, one of them dudes you just didn't mess with. I'm surprised he didn't negotiate his own contracts and just went to the table and be like, yo,
ice up, son.
I'm talking like $17 million a year or else. And you're like, what? What? Did he just threaten me?
Yeah.
Give this man his money, please.
That's funny, bro. That's some funny stuff right there.
I'd say so. Yeah, that David Bell dude that said it. Michael Crabtree looks like it was his most the biggest comparison right there.
No,
but like I said, I think he actually ran a faster 40 in college. He ran a 4.5.
Oh,
I think that was David Bell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think
I don't know about that, bro. But go ahead.
What she say? Oh, didn't Talib get beat up in a club or something?
Nah, he almost got arrested because he had a gun on him in the club. Something happened.
That's the thing. Sometimes, like
in Texas,
some of the best athletes be the thuggish, ruggish.
Yeah,
I played with a few of them that was scared. I was just like, man, there's talent all out this world on this team here. But they had, I didn't want to put up no background checks, but man, it went down. I was playing in San Antonio with the with a team called the San Antonio Desperados, and then the San Antonio Ravens. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about when things was up, everything was going good. Mm-hmm. Everything was great. You know, we was all cheering. It was happy-go-lucky, parties after, whatever. Things went bad. Somebody was going to the trunk. It's like every time. I'm like, yo, our quarterback, I kid you not, his name was Drozilla. Drozilla. And the ref made a bad call. And he said, that's it, fam. I'm going to the trunk. And we said, no, Drozilla. Stay on the field. Stay on the field, fam. You can't go to the trunk. It was a bad call. We get it. We understand. The ref over here like, is he going to the trunk?
Game over. Game over. That's it. I'll get paid enough for this. Oh man.
So I said Brooks said I thought something happened where he got into an altercation. I don't know. Pay me no mind. Okay, let's see here. Big Red sound like they from my hood. Yeah, so it came to the hood. If you ever go to San Antonio, stay out of South Central. South Central just is not where it's at. I should have known when I'm on my first game. They was fighting in the
South Central, bro. I don't know what South Central that sounds like is a good area.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That's like going. Look, that's like going on MLK anywhere.
Yeah, that's where it was. MLK was over there.
MLK.
Oh my gosh! And I'm sitting here just like, what am I doing? Driving around, looking at this looks cool. Okay, we're close. It's almost there. Get to the address, and I'm like, what? Where am I?
Yeah.
You were fighting. The females were fighting in the stands about seats. And the husbands jumped into the stands out of their football gear to go fight people in the seats before the game started. I was just like, all right, that's what it's at. I wanted to play ball. I wanted to play ball. To make that sacrifice. They were doing more than playing special teams over there. It was crazy. So, anyway, let's end this thing with final thoughts on Kadarius Toney.
Here we go.
Let's just say, if Baltimore were to bring him in, do you think he can make the final roster?
What?
Yeah, final roster.
If everything good outside, he on the roster, bro.
All right, so he makes the roster. Who's off the roster? If he comes in, who goes off?
Nobody.
So we keep Bateman, we keep Hollywood, we keep Toney, we draft Pickens, we go with Prochet, we got Wallace, we got Duvernay. So you're looking at 8.
No, that's no.
Yeah, it's like Hollywood, Prochet. I said Hollywood, Bateman, Duvernay, Prochet, Wallace, Toney,
Pickens,
and who was the other one?
You was probably thinking about Benjamin Victor.
But he's not
on the team yet.
Ben can make his roster, bro. Ben gonna make it this year. Ben making it
If
this
he
year.
make the roster, if they have it, then we might not be drafting a receiver.
Yeah.
If Ben making the roster, if we may draft one.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if we trade for Kadarius Toney,
Mhm.
then that's it.
Mhm.
I'm not looking. I mean, everybody else may be looking for another receiver, but that's my receiver out the draft. Everything else, build the rest of that offensive line, build that defense. I'm not looking for another receiver. I
Yeah.
know Red's gonna be looking about for 5 of them.
He gonna be like, he probably got the whole draft board set up in his room, just straight up dry erase board all over the place. Wide receiver, third round, wide receiver, fourth round, fourth round, fourth round, fourth.
Yeah. but but I think that I mean they had that much. But they really what did they give him a future?
Rage actually said something that he said we don't need to draft a wide receiver. I didn't think he'd ever say something like that. He said if we trade for Tony. He was saying the same thing you said, but still.
I don't know. I'm speechless.
we gonna cut him off. We'll cut
Reg,
off.
you all right?
Cut this part here. And
Somebody check the temperature, Reg.
Right.
Reg, you smoked something good tonight.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put an ellipsis and I'm gonna put on there. Say
you better take a snapshot of this because you have to hear this again.
And I'm gonna say no real need to draft a wide receiver. I'm gonna just put it all. I'm gonna cut it off and put Big Reg right there. Quote.
No, but it'd be nice to get Pickens. I don't think we're going. Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100. I think Pickens going in the first round, bro.
Yeah,
his stock is going up and up, and now he's in a lot of people's mock top 5.
Mm-hmm.
He's. I didn't even realize how good the dude was. I know he was good, but I seen his tape. I was like, okay, but I didn't realize how good he was. But he's a dog, man. He's slowly his draft stock is slowly going up. They took, like you said, they took Burks out. They put him in. I don't even know what he ran at the 40 for his 40 time, but
said, yeah, I'm good. It did hurt a little bit to say though.
I'm just saying think about the diversity that we have as far as like what type of receivers we have. And he gives that wiggle. You got somebody that's shifty. You know what I'm saying? He's different than Duvernay in that way. You know what I mean? So it's not like you can't still run the sweeps or, that wide option that we run with Duvernay. We can run it with both of them. The thing is, only reason I think that he's made for this type of offense because that's pretty much what they were running at Florida most of the time when they put him in the backfield.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So, and then he can go on the outside. Now, who you going to think about this? Because I know Bateman's going to be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
I know Hollywood's going to be more of a monster.
Wow.
Who you going to double? If you had Toney in there. Were they going to double Mark Andrews? Because every time, look.
I think I'd double Mark because I don't think any of these guys are worth double.
But see, this is the funny thing. This is what they've been saying this whole time. And they still had a hard time. They had a hard time stopping us. Whether if you wanted to double, you got to take 89 and 15 at the time away. And it was 89 and 5. Lamar still was finding other people. Now, if you got other weapons, especially if Bateman stays healthy, now you got all types of stuff.
You got a fan. 14, we get Kam Ru.
I'm ready.
You ready going in? All right. What position? What position? We putting you in corner?
I play the corner. I play corner. I play safety. One of the two. College, I play safety.
How's your snaps?
Snaps is done. At 4.4 speed, probably gone. Gone, bro. Gone. I'll take it though. I can still hit a couple of jokers.
I'm like, I still got speed. I just don't have lateral movement anymore. It's just, I messed around, jacked my knee up recently. So, all that talent is out the window. I recognize that. Yeah, we hang it up. We definitely hang it up. We sit here now. On the couch is what we do. On the couch, Rider Report. So, but that's the time, folks. I think we ended early today.
We ended early. Brooke, you were supposed to tell us when there's an hour 30 left. You ain't even doing your job, Brooke.
Look, 20 minutes left. 20 minutes. So here we go, folks. So, Tuesday will not be here. If you're new here, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Tell a friend, tell your cousins. Tell all of them. Tell them what's up. Tell them this is the home of original sports perspective, from our couch to yours. This is where we bring it. This is where we have a good time on the couch. Me and Kam Ru, we chop it up. We were looking forward to doing a draft show with KTSC Sports Talk, with Engraven, with the Lunch Break Hot Tape, with a few others that actually do Ravens YouTube as well. Go check them out. And actually, I want to say Adit has his own Ravens show right now as well. Yeah, check him out as well. Y'all see Adit actually pop on. I'll have to get the name of the show. But you see Adit, if you want to if you're still in the room, just go ahead and put the name in the chat of your show as well, so we can chime in there and talk it up. I think he's talking about all sports and all teams, but he floats back to the Baltimore Ravens periodically. So, and he's got a good team with him as well. And I think they do shows on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm going to say. At least that's the last time I've seen him. But anyway, so we was going to do a show with the whole crew of Ravens YouTubers out there. But it's on a Tuesday. We got priorities. You got class. I got church. So it's not going to happen, but we'll do something special for Wednesday night and make sure, it's memorable and it's original, because this is the home of original sports perspective, from our couch to yours. I want to say peace out to y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. And y'all make sure that y'all talk to Reg and get him some therapy about them wide receivers. All right. Peace out.
Be easy.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, hey, Couch Rider. Hey, we gon' ride out. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though.